Oh, yes, 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 yes. It's Friday. Feeling's back again. Yes, we're back in the hangar again. Yes, and we are carrying on with the Harrier. Oh, yes, on that Friday feeling in the hangar. Can't you just feel it? Don't you just love it? It's brilliant. It really is. Okay, enough of that tomfoolery. Time to get a bit serious. Oh, yes. So it's going to be a short and sweet one today. I do apologise. It was mainly because I saw the Harrier, and the closer I looked at it, the more Pig's Ear-ish it looked. I've got bubbles that are coming up on the wings. I'm not sure what that is to do with. I do have like a dehumidifier in the hangar. Maybe that's bringing it out. I have no idea, but I'm not sure what I've done I think I should have basically covered this with some sort of I think George did say, or maybe Colin, hair lacquer, so it seals the timber. Because I think even though I'm putting this in, this resin, it's soaking into the wood and not really holding the material. So, and I'm scared of spraying it, because it's going to look like, oh my god, the state of that. So it's going to be, is what it is now. Now I've got a couple of shout outs from last video. If you missed last week's video, here's like a little thing or whatever to go back there. But I've got Old Control Line Pilot 7155. Thank you. He told me about the razor cutter. Then that's what he does. Alternatively, electric scissors also works. Electric scissors. Also, Airplane Guy 68. He also said rotary cutter on a cork board or something like that. And obviously Caroline dressmaking scissors. Yes, I do need to get a super sharp scissors. And also Airplane Guy 68 again said about putting some paper on the plane to absorb the waste of epoxy, because epoxy is weight, and the more weight you put on there, the heavier the plane's going to get, and yeah, you're just asking for trouble. A plane always needs to be as light as possible. That I've found out over time now. I have got lots of this kind of blue roll. I think I got this off like a shop called Temu, if you know that, in the UK, all over the world probably. Cheap as chips. This is perfect for that, so I should use that anyway. So today is more like about using the rotary cutters. So, you know, there's my biggie one, and then we've got a smallie one. So, and we're going to give that a go and give everybody give it a go, basically. So let's stop rabbiting and put this practice into theory. No, theory into practice. That's the one. Alrighty, so we got the overhead cam. Yes, we have, and we have got the little cutty things. There's a small, big one, and there's a small one. And I believe this should have a lock, which it does. This one doesn't. These are razor sharp, apparently. So you know you have to be careful of these things. Also, if you've noticed, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Here's a picture anyway. There's numbers that go around the dials. I'm going to tell you what those numbers are for. But first of all, let's get this going. Right. So this is what come in the pack. We get some spare blades. They're here for the small one and the big one, and a little kind of ruler thing. So let's give this a shout. Let's give this a go. So this is kind of like all over the place, really. So let's just pick it up. Okay, so let's get kind of like a straightest edge. Now it does come with a plastic thing, but it doesn't go. Does it go all the way across? Kind of goes all the way. It does. So let's you know, I'm going to be a bit liberal here and just yeah, go with that. Now, is he going to cut it? I don't know. Let's give it a go. That rhymes. I know. Right, so I'm going to put it next there, and then I'm just going to go really along. Apparently, this is how you do it. Just nice and slowly. Look at that. Holy moly. That is sharp. And, you know, just for intensive purposes, just cut that piece off over there. That is straight as a die. Well, whatever you like to call it. Wow. And I suppose I want to get the little one a go, but the little one is kind of like kind of a bit weird. I think you push it down and push back. That looks a bit scary to me, so we'll with the one that locks and everything else. Now you can get these. I mean, this will come from our wonderful shop Amazon, as it does. So I'm just gonna get that straight edge there. So obviously make sure. It's all a bit preparation, really, isn't it? Now I know I'm going to need kind of like the other side of the wing. So I'm just going to put that there, push that down, and then just roll it along. I'm going to go even lighter. Wow, look, oh, I'm blown away. I am blown away. This, I mean, you know, you get the seasoned professional coverers that will do it with a knife like nobody's business. But someone like me who's a bit not seasoned, a bit undercooked, is happy days. So that's kind of sort of square. I mean, you know, I mean, I'll be happy if it's even a little bit square. Doesn't have to be, you know. Wow, look at that. I know you're probably laughing, but I think that's awesome. I mean, this just shows how sharp that is. Now, I reckon we could just go from there. I mean, there's, you know, there's, I'm sure I'm wasting stuff here and everyone's cringing still, but that's okay. Look at that. There you go, and then push it through, and it's kind of a safety lock. I like that. So here's my bag of stuff. We'll get that out of the way. And now we have our little piece, which is ready. Now we can go to the next step, really. You've got to be careful because you start pulling this apart, and it's like Nora Batty's stockings. It just pulls apart, and there's runs all over the place. But yeah, so but you can then, to shape it even more, is we'll get tracing paper, cut the tracing paper to the shape that we want. Let's give that a go. Alright, so I've got myself some tracing paper. I get like a big A3 book and bits and pieces of tracing paper, so it helps with the carbon paper and drawings if you need to do other bits and pieces. So I think the best way is this, I'm just going to outline basically what I'm going to need. Now I'm going to outline down here because I don't want to do the whole flap because I kind of, yeah, it's not good to do that. And this side I'm just going to just draw on the side of like the word, if that makes sense, because it doesn't really make, it doesn't need to be perfect. And there's our wing, and then we can just then cut it out. Let's stick this plane out of the way. So she's strong enough now to stand on her nose because of this super duper stuff. Right, now, so what I want to do actually is I'll keep this the same, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow around like a pretend lip, because I want to keep that because that's next to the flap. Now, you know, this may not be the right way, but I think it's not a bad way. I think that's, you know, pretty happy. Now, what I could do is, if I lay this down on here and find that it's now, oh no, there you go. Now, I don't know if it's going to blunt. I don't know if I should be doing this with this. I don't know. Let's get the one that's sort of a bit dangerous. There you go. So if it blunts this as well, then that's not good. So we don't worry about the small one. Will it cut this though? I don't think it's going to. It might do. Probably not the right thing to do. I could probably use like a blade. Let's use a blade because that's silly stuff, Chris. Let's use a blade. I think. There we go. Would it work? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, but I'm going to give it a go nevertheless. So we want the. I mean, Colin, the good builder, fantastic, lovely friend, which is obviously one of George's sidekicks. Always building together from Formax, and he's down the field, and he is a lovely bloke. He's also going to help me do the camo on one of the aircraft. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. I should never speak and concentrate. I should always do this with a bit of music. But anyway, he said you can cut it with this, just lean back on it, if that makes sense again, rather than up, otherwise you'll end up dragging it. But this way it could be alright, I think. We're going to find out anyway. So that seemed to, let's put that over there. That seems to have not worked. It's done it there, but not over there. So okay. So then that's, I think what we'll do then is, that's kind of not worked, has it? I'm going to cut it out with some scissors, and then I'm going to cut a fresh sheet because I've just wasted that, and we'll come back again. Okay, we're back again. I was thinking, well, instead of cutting a square out, why don't I just put this kind of the, you know, cut out with scissors. Maybe if I just put this down on here. Look at this, these blocks need rubbing down, like they get a bit, what are they called? Rusty. It's because it's not always mega dry in the hanger. Right, okay, let's do that. And then if I just go round, now I might need to get in front of the camera, I don't know. If I just go round, round and round we go. It's better if I sing what I'm thinking. Now, it doesn't have to be mega. Oh, that's actually working on there. There you go. So, you know, maybe if I had a sharper knife when I cut this, it would have been okay. There we go. Oh, I can't believe these things. These are brilliant. So there's that. So let's see. Now it's, yeah, not great. It could be a bit better. But this is kind of, I'm learning on this. You know, this is kind of like, okay, we've got to do this. There's best ways to do this. I mean, you know, I have made a bit of a pig's ear of this build, I must admit. On this covering, should I say. And it does curl up, which is most annoying. But that ain't bad, is it? I mean, that's kind of close to the edge there, so that's okay. And then that overhangs there, which I want, and that overhangs there, and it's got a little bit going up there. I'm happy with that. That's a way to do it, I think. Cutting bits and pieces, and I say those who I mentioned in the beginning, thank you for some ideas there. But this cutter's awesome. Definite material cutter. Cuts that to no end. That's brilliant. This, I think, is slightly it is lightweight, but it's really easy to pull, even though I'm doing that now and it's not. Whatever. So that's a lot better. I mean, I have, you know, you're saying, Chris, okay, let's get on and cover it. It is late because obviously I had to work today, but I'm going to cut these bits off, and then when I've got these 4 bits and the top bit, well, yeah, and then I'll mix up some gunk and cover it. But that is how the best way, and I found anyway, to cut material, to cut covering, so that you get less waste. And, you know, to be honest with you, if I make another tracing paper of that, I could probably get that out. But the good thing about now with tracing paper is that I can literally flip that over, and I've got the other side as well. Good idea. I think it's just a, you know, a play about with things really until you're happy. And I'm happy. The only thing I'm not happy about is that the paintbrush that I cleaned out is stiff as a board. And there you go, it works, fantastic. Thanks for all the comments last week. That's totally helped me. It's I'm going to have fun with this now. Now, I did tell you just quickly, here's a little picture up close and personal, what these numbers are for. If you didn't know, because I didn't know, because I thought, oh, what are these numbers for? Is it the way it goes down and everything else? Basically, it's nostalgic. They're there just because they used to. Now, used to, because you turn it to 1, you do some cutting. When it gets blunt, you turn it to 2, etc, etc. That's all it was to literally until you do the whole disc, which is on this one 1 to 10, no, 1 to 12, 1 to 12. So every section 1 to 12, it becomes blunt, and then you replace the actual disc. Nowadays, this should last you forever. Should be as sharp as anything if you're just cutting normal material and using a spongy back. Like I've got like the self-healing mat, or cork as some people use, but self-healing mat is great because it self-heals and you keep cutting away at it, so you're not damaging the tip of this, and it stays sharp for a long time. But there you go. But it still goes out nostalgic, or maybe there's something in the pattern or whatever else. They still put the numbers on there, but they mean nothing because I've done the research. Oh yes. I'll tell you what, this hanger, when I put the dehumidifier in, you can feel it sucking the sweat out your body. It's really quite hot, but you know, I need to keep it on so it keeps everything aircraft and dry and not warpy about and everything else. So there you go. It was short and sweet. Unfortunately, I'd love it to be longer, but trouble is I need to, it is the Friday and I'm making the film for the Friday, so I can't literally work later, because obviously by the time you make the video and put it on, time goes like nobody's business. But I am going to carry on. I was hoping for a free day last week, but it didn't happen. I'm not even going to say about tomorrow, but we're going to get it done anyway, because the next time we see the Harrier, it will be sprayed. You don't need me to see it spray. I'm just going to spray it with white primer because that is the base coat of the camo, and then we've got grey that does the camo itself. So I'm going to spray it with white primer, and white you probably won't see as much badness. That's my thought anyway. We're going to spray it white, and then once it's sprayed white, we'll put on some of the control horns and also bits and pieces like that. Or we might even do the camo. We do the camo. I don't know yet. But that was pretty amazing with a bit of tracing paper. You've got a lovely shape that you can cut out all the shapes before and then mix up the material rather than doing what I did and put a big material on there. I mean, yes, the ailerons and elevators shouldn't have been on there anyway. I should have done them separately. That is my fault. Totally stupid, but I've learnt next time. Yeah, but uncut out on my shapes and then stick them all up and it'll be done. And then, you know, as I say, hopefully it won't suck in. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm still got that Friday feeling because I'm learning. Yes, you know, you've got to learn. I mean, sometimes you can sit there and watch people learn. I can sit there and watch someone like George from Formax and Colin, both fantastic. And obviously I watch, like, you know, Cliff Harvey and many more, Mark Croucher and many more that I watch that are masters in building, plane building. Those two come to mind. But it's nothing like getting your hands on it and playing with it and trying it and experimenting and everything else. Yes, I should have probably experimented on a bit of scrap balsa, but I didn't. But it's okay anyway. So on that bombshell, lovely craziness short movie, thanks for watching. Thanks for popping by on this lovely Friday feeling, and I hope this bit of funniness has given you enough positivity to get through the week. Don't worry about anything else. You've got RC and you've got Dad's RC Hangar. Oh yes, that's all you need in the world. It really, really is. But if you're getting out there this weekend and having some fun with any RC stuff, planes, trains, cars, helicopters, quadcopters, then be safe and keep safe. But most of all, have fun, because you just need fun in your life. There's too much unpositivity in this world, so let's be positive. Feel that feeling. Feel that Friday feeling. I'm throwing it at you. Feel that positivity. You are the person. You are the best person. Oh, yes, you are. Listen, I'm out of here. I'm going to carry on cutting my little shapes after I've made the movie, and we'll get this done. Sorry, there's not too much today, but hey, see you now. Ta-ra.